Hey y'all, it's the Bike Launcher here, back with another World Conqueror 4 video. Today we are starting halfway through, we're starting the beginning of the Pacific War, halfway through the events, the Nightmare scenario. And it's Nightmare scenario because there's 4 enemy buffs and they're really powerful. Firepower extension, I reckon, will probably be the worst one to deal with, since, you know, this is a naval heavy campaign, and so a lot of the targets are going to be submarines. Submarines are especially dangerous to our primary surface combatants, which are carriers, cruisers, battleships, that kind of stuff. So them having a range of 1 makes it much harder to eliminate them with our surface units. We'll be much more reliant on air power, which will sort of negate provocation. It can be really annoying, later on in the missions once we get past the naval ones. I'm thinking primarily about Pearl Harbor right now. Decreased nuclear damage from nukes is also a tough one, but I mean, they are kind of broken otherwise, so I'm fine with that. I think most mid to end game players probably have the Typhoon, so just having the missiles from that is quite useful when you have a good air commander. Salvation can be annoying. Do bear in mind that, you know, killing adjacent units removes debuffs and heals the units. So you want to coordinate your hopefully eliminatory, destructive, I guess, executionary offensives and operations with that in mind accordingly. Mission number 1 is going to be Pearl Harbor. This will be a free-to-play endgame guide. I'll address that later. We get some good rewards, and then these are the rewards we'll be getting for all of this. Do bear in mind it's 50 of each of these rewards. The 50 is split up amongst all 5 of these categories, so you're only going to get like 10 pieces of infantry, and then maybe 7 of naval. These are the 8 rewards here. Would not mind Apache. I'm now on level 4 for the those are Alpini, not engineering units. Honestly, don't really care too much about these rewards. This is nice. Once I get these, I'll be able to hopefully do a trade, and then hopefully buy the pieces for the Arleigh Burke. I will not be using that in the next videos, because I'm assuming that you guys probably, if you're an early to mid game player, you probably haven't unlocked that. Hopefully I actually get the piece from this, so I don't need to make the trade. I won't be using the Arleigh Burke in the videos for sure, though. Yukazi, I'm also on level 4 for that. Getting that up to level 5 will be nice. Would like to get some HIMARS pieces, and then these will be some nice pieces, though. We all know what we're going to be getting. Don't mind the Skytrain because I'm close to getting that to level 9. I'm close to getting this to level 9, so I'd be able to convert pieces from submarines, but that's still a long way away. Phantom Forces would be nice. Let's actually get into the mission. Since it's a naval mission, I have not seen ionizing radiation on the oceans, but that's the best thing we've got. Fervency is nice, but I mean, we're using naval units, so there's not going to be many chances for follow-up strikes, unless for one specific commander, and you'll see which one that is. I guess I may have already dropped a hint of that. That 20% doesn't stack up very much. It's not a very useful ability. A lot of our generals, we do not want to be losing a lot of generals. You do get 20 available, but and it is nice to have a deep HQ like an endgame player like myself. But we very much try to minimize how many of our generals and thus units die, so we're not going to be using pairs together. Ionizing radiation is really the best thing we got. Alright, so 20 generals, we don't have any economic output. We are entirely reliant on what we can spawn from our level 3 port and the naval assets we have in the field. We have to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 objectives. Some of them are grouped together, which is nice. We can start off using our level 11 Akagi with Nagumo. I'm not going to go too in-depth in the generals and their capabilities. But what I will do is show you at least my strategy, which is going to be using De Gaulle. He is not a naval commander. I actually recently, I think I gave him both of these Navy stars because I did anticipate a scenario like this playing out one day. We're going to be using his firepower blockade ability. That it doesn't matter whether you're on an artillery piece or not. Firepower blockade in conjunction with 75% rumor does indeed happen. You see I have given him a full set of Navy ribbons, and inspiration will actually come in handy. So I've already done a test run. De Gaulle can do a lot of damage. I'm gonna pause and reset the video if things don't go my way. I'd like to exhibit when they do, but if we get lucky, we'll be able to do basically this. Almost completely knocks Bruants into chaos. I have done this a couple of times. I have been able to knock both of these units into chaos. I got like 7 or 8 activations of that ability. So I'm gonna pause and restart, and then hopefully Speranz will be in chaos, because that's ultimately what we aim to do at the beginning. He's not a very capable carrier commander. Maybe he will become one in later missions. You've seen him in the shop as a purchasable general. He's pretty capable, but it is a level 9 enterprise still, and I want to limit the ability of the air power to degrade our fleet strength. So I'm going to do a quick pause, quick reset, and hopefully Speranz will be in chaos next turn. And indeed it came to pass, and I can actually follow it up with some more strikes on the cruiser. Nice. We dropped it below half health, almost below half health, but we did demoralize it, so that'll decrease how much damage we take from it. Let's, alright, there was an order that I wanted to distribute our troops here. Darlan was on the submarine, since he does an extra 20 on a sub. His ability is, you know, to boost allies around him, so it's fine putting him on the submarine. I'll put him here. On the battleship, it'll be my go-to naval commander Yamaguchi, who even without any medals is still very capable because of naval assaults. Let's keep our units moving together. This will be Dornitz, who's configured like so. This shall be Nimitz, since he has Crossfire, and Crossfire is most useful on a cruiser, and Raider, who also has Sailor, rather, not Crossfire. So used to saying the land's terms. We're going to be focusing down their cruisers, which, bear in mind, now have a range of 3. And hopefully we'll be able to kill this medic in the bottom left. Come on. We just missed it. That's unfortunate, but we are dropping down an Enterprise with Yamamoto. So we may be able to get that kill regardless. Hopefully. No, we can't. Okay, that's annoying because it'll just heal itself up as a level 12 medic. RNG did not treat us kindly there. We do have another carrier up here though, so I mean everything is, it won't be able to return any kind of fire. So let's put down Chenault on it, who I gave Navy defense ribbon in anticipation for this moment. Hopefully that'll be able to kill him. Yes, very lucky. Alright, everything checked out for the first turn. You still have some abilities, however. You cannot reach over there. You can't reach over there either. So let's focus on thinning out some of the submarines who now pose the greatest threat to us. I should be able to kill that next turn with a fighter strafe and a couple of bombers elsewhere. Did you guys kill something? How did this happen? Did something die near you? Because that should not have happened. I guess here we go again. Aw, no we don't. Unlucky, but I'm not resetting again. Let's have some continuity. A launcher. You understand these concepts. I wonder if the fortress has an extra range. It has a range of 3. Okay, yeah. Ouch. Let's keep our units away. This has a range of 3. Man, everything having a range of 3 is quite painful. Not a fan. Not a fan. It means we can keep our units within like range of 2 and have them retaliate, but they're still taking that damage, as opposed to not, taking that damage in the first place. Let's start moving our guys down here. No, I do not have Makawa in the field right now. Priority goes to Spruance. You can move down. We still have enough for a nuclear submarine. That will be with Halsey. This is a level 9 Imperial Eagle. That's the bonus I'm getting out of it. Let's focus on the naval targets then. Not getting good RNG with the airstrikes so far. I should have attacked him, so when my guys attack him, they don't face retaliation. Not like they're receiving a lot of damage anyway. Esperance is a bit demoralized. Let's focus on the medics. They are quite annoying. Don't know why I attacked that one, since now I can't follow up on it. Should have focused on this one instead. Yeah, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. I was big dumb. You're probably used to that from watching my videos, though. You know how I be. Okay, so I spawned the Typhoon on turn 3 rather than turn 2 because you need to coordinate it with the Akagi. So you can do the following and hopefully use the splash damage of the Akagi to drop Davis below the nuke threshold. 373. He is the priority. (109) fighters. We just need to get him below the point where a single fighter strafe would kill him. So it's using all of the turns. There we go. Almost got you. 86. I don't think I'll be able to do 86. Nice. Putting Yamaguchi next to Dornus to take advantage of his Wolfpack ability. You're used. Okay, nothing else to do. Next we can focus on these medics and on a naval breakthrough in this area here. Nice that we have most of our units already moved forward up to like one of these positions. Unfortunately, the goal is not on the front line. 40. I want to save you. Hopefully the fighter will be enough. Yes. You cannot make it up very far. You can, however. As can you. So let's thin out the herd. Want to keep the Gaul at 3 tiles away. Because they have that range. Let's have Darlon be our rear echelon guard. And let's start making a bit of a picket. I want to get rid of this because that radar is going to negate any air attacks I conduct on this medic. In the meantime, we can try to negate the effect of the medic on Kimmel, which unfortunately is really just negating the effect of our attacks on Kimmel. My Japanese air commanders have carpet bombing, I think. No, Nagumo does not. But I know Yamamoto does. So I can do the following. Get rid of that town and its air cover. And thus now we can more effectively damage that combat medic here. Let's take advantage of carpet bombing on a Typhoon. Start doing some serious damage to Arnold on an M7 Priest. It's weird because it's a high level artillery piece, but the underlying technologies on it are weak. But I'm not sure if that I don't think that applies to like our elite force to elite units that the player can spawn. Let's move you up. Let's move you a little closer to safety. Let's shift our strategy a bit. Unfortunately, no rumor there. I needed rumor, hopefully for you. But this should do. Now we can attack the Enterprise without fear because we used that homie's ability. Yeah, I have only 2 fighter strafes left anyway. You can use it on the medic. And I am seeing a juicy formation here. Ripe to be picked off the vine by Mr. Nagumo on his level 9 Akagi. You can also do that. And that. Man, ain't got no rumor. So you're saying that you ain't got rumor? Yeah, I'm actually bugging right now. This should be fun if it works out. You could try, but I wasn't taking any risks. You could try to drop a couple rumors on him and then move him after, which is nice. You can attack and then move. But nah. Okay, so those attack Honolulu was not the target. Arnold is the target. So those attacks on the city were kind of useless. Come on. I have to save all of the fighter strikes for the medic, however. I'm fine keeping Yamamoto fairly away from the safety of this choke point because he's a good naval commander and he has fighting spirit. Well, I mean, that really only applies to the destroyers these days. You, bro. Okay. I mean, in this sense, it's good that I'm just gonna have to use missiles against Arnold. Unfortunately, even after the medic has passed, he is still reaping the benefit of those high-level medics. I'm fair. I almost level 8 on my medics. Very nice. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage, even with a commander who is not at all historically been a strong naval commander. Let's keep you within range, because you would have just bombarded me remotely from there. It's no bueno. Next turn. I'm finding this mission to be pretty fun. I don't know about you guys. Let's get you over here. Like there, I guess. Unfortunate there. Another medic. Nah, dog. That is not compelling. Not a huge fan. Bruh. Keep on forgetting about that. Focusing the medic. Kimmel has already proven to be enough of a headache. Come on, let me get some follow-up strikes. That is what we wanted. There we go. Speed things along a bit. Nice. And then another medic over there. These guys are crazy. That's the end of this mission. That's the end of this mission. No losses. Pretty straightforward, I think. Pretty heavy on air power. De Gaulle came in very handy. Mission number 2 will be the Malayan mission. That's land-based, so it will be. I think it was pretty land-based. So let's see how the extra range and provocation and salvation kick in there. Thank you very much for watching this free-to-play endgame playthrough of mission number 1, Pearl Harbor. Of the Pacific War campaign event Nightmare Mode 4-star. Man, these titles are getting really long. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything new, tips, tricks, strategies, tactics, operations, enjoyed the music, commentary, or the gameplay, then hit the like button. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, concerns, leave them down below in the comments. I read all of them. I enjoy interacting with you guys, my viewers. You're why I make these videos. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, get through any missions that you might have been stuck on before, then hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. It's a pleasant little ding. It'll cheer up your day, and it would certainly cheer up mine. Thank you very much for watching. This is Black Launcher signing off. 07 everyone.